I'd like to welcome everyone. First episode, Fast Break. I'm Brennan, and
I'm Gabe.
This is episode 1.
Hey, give me the chip. I need the championship. Wait, we got a dream.
First segment, Fast Break. We're gonna do introducing ourselves. So we're each gonna go and say our top 5 sports teams that we're most passionate about. So I'll go first. My first, I'm gonna put the Dallas Mavericks. I love basketball. Growing up with basketball, very passionate about Luka, Kyrie, and everything. Next, I'm gonna put Texas football. I love the Longhorns. Last night was a rough game.
We'll cover that later.
Rough game with Texas and Georgia, but we'll bounce back. Then Cowboys. I'm embarrassed to put them there, but I live in Dallas. Then the Rangers, and then the Stars.
All right, that's good. Okay, start with mine. I would say number 1 also the Dallas Mavericks. I watched them my whole life. They're my favorite team. That finals run last year was electric, and I'm so proud to be a fan. Number 2, unfortunately, the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know what's going on. It's really rough to watch, but I think we'll bounce back. 3, I have Kansas basketball. I'm a huge Kansas fan. Family that went there, and we're gonna win the Natty this year. 4, I'm gonna put the Stars, and 5, Rangers and the Yankees. I'm kind of a big Yankees fan.
That's such a bandwagon take. Don't even
Bro,
lie.
I've been a Yankees
Don't
fan.
even lie.
Okay.
Next thing, Texas versus Georgia and Alabama versus Tennessee. You had a top 5 matchup in Austin, Texas, Georgia, and then a great one in Knoxville with Alabama and Tennessee. First thing I want to talk about is Steve Sarkisian's play calling. God awful. We just weren't ourselves. I mean, he runs the same play every time with the little fake screen to one side. He throws it back to the other. Horrible. I hate that play. Doesn't work. Next thing, Bond's absence. He's hurt, and he didn't play. And I think you add him back into that lineup, I think it'd be a different game. He played that one drive in the second half on a hurt ankle. He scored a touchdown. He had a 2-point conversion. And then I don't know if people were watching, but he didn't play the second half. Maybe he played the first half. I didn't notice him out there. Georgia, their pass rush is insane. On third down, when it's third and long, and they can just sub in those 4 guys, Williams, and I don't even know the other, Wilkins. But they looked insane. Both of those guys, probably top 15 draft picks. I think they had 7 sacks. The line was horrible. Kelvin Banks was awful. And then that was rough. What are your takes on that?
All right, I'm gonna start out with I don't think Texas is built for these big games and these big SEC games. I just don't think they are. You saw how they played good versus Washington, but I just don't think Quinn has that it factor that lets him win these big games. I just don't think they're built for the bright lights.
Well, I mean, last year they went into Tuscaloosa and dominated Alabama.
And I will say that was a good
game.
win, but Bama's just not themselves. We'll talk about that in a bit. Also, one thing I want to say for all the games, SEC refs are horrible. They're terrible. You could see the Bama Tennessee game. You could see the LSU Arkansas game. They were awful. I don't know, and I feel like it's just the SEC, but I think they need to get that checked out and kind of fixed because the fans changed the play.
And one thing on that is the SEC is a more physical conference, and the refs need to understand that and let these players be physical. There's way too many penalties in these big time games, and I think that's really bad right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw with that pick that Barron had, and they had to overturn that. I mean, that was a horrible call.
Yeah,
and that changed the game.
Also, I do want to say Georgia's O-line, at least in the first half, looked insane. I've seen Texas D-line dominate every single opponent, and they could not get any pressure in the first half. It was insane. They got, Carson Beck threw a ton of picks, but other than that, they were just so dominant, their O-line. And also one thing, kind of crazy take, it's my opinion. I think Texas is the Cowboys of the NFL. Of college football. I think they're just what I said earlier. They're just not built for the bright lights. They get so hyped up, they'll beat up on these bad teams, and then they just play a good team, and they just they can't win.
Okay, that's happened one time, but we'll move on. Alabama versus Tennessee. Quick little thing on that. Milroe is not a good player. He's not good. He can run the ball. He's not good. He throws picks. He can't really throw well. He throws it to Ryan Williams every time. He'll catch it 50%. Bama's not good. Tennessee's pretty good. They're not insane. They're not going to win the Natty. They might win a game in the playoffs, but that's all I have on that game. Good game. Bama's not good.
Yeah, I think they're cooked. I think their coaching, who's their new coach?
Kalen DeBoer.
Kalen DeBoer.
He's just not going
He's just
well.
not good. Like their culture is so different without Saban, and it's like the Bama era in college football is just over.
All right, next segment. This is going to be a fun one. Blind guessing ESPN top 100 players. First thing, their rankings are horrible, and we'll get into that in a second. But I'm going to name you 3 players. You are going to tell me where do you think they're ranked in the top 100.
Okay.
All right, first one, LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo Ball. See, he was injured last year, so let's see. I would put LaMelo Ball. 42.
You're actually very close. He's at 50.
Okay.
And one thing, and I'm just saying, you cannot name 49 players better than LaMelo. This dude was an all-star, is an all-star. He can average up to like 25 points a game. He's the best player on his team. And 2 players that are ahead of him, I think this is just horrible. Aaron Gordon is ranked ahead of LaMelo Ball.
I love
and
Aaron
so
Gordon,
is Julius Randle. That is insane.
It's not that insane.
Randle's been hurt all year.
Aaron Gordon, though, I think he wouldn't be good on any other team. He fits the Denver system so perfectly, but on any other team, like I just don't think he'd be that great.
All right, next, Wembanyama.
Right now, I would put him personally like 17 or 18.
Okay, he's at 11. I think that's valid.
Okay.
He's dominant. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good.
I mean, it's not fair.
All right, 2 more. We're going to go with Zach LaVine.
Ooh. I would put Zach like 60, like around there.
He's 74.
Okay, so no, I mean,
I don't think he's that good. I think he's good,
I
but like
think he's good. He's really inconsistent.
Yeah, he's inconsistent. Some nights he can drop 40, some nights he can drop 8 points.
Yeah.
All right, Isaiah Hartenstein.
Okay. 82.
88.
Oh.
Very close.
No, I'm getting close.
I think he should be around 80. I mean, he's behind James Hawkes Jr.
Yeah. I mean,
this dude averaged 12 points in the playoffs, 10 boards, and a couple blocks. He's very good.
I think Hartenstein's going to take a leap next year on OKC. He's perfect.
He's going to be great.
It's not fair.
All right, so that's all I have for that. But one thing I want to talk about is this ESPN rankings, especially in this top 25 players. I think it's horrible. You have Kyrie Irving at 25. No one can name 24 better players than Kyrie Irving.
24.
That is insane. And then
you do not watch Kyrie Irving if you put him at 25.
And I'm gonna read out the top 10. At 10, Ant. No complaints with that.
Okay, I think that's
9,
fine.
Kevin Durant. That's valid. Joel Embiid at 8.
No,
that's okay.
I think he should be a bit higher. I know he's been hurt, but when he plays, he is so dominant. Like
he really is.
He's
that little mid-range.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Shot.
No one can guard.
7. This is where I really start to have a problem. LeBron James. Once you hear the people ahead of him.
Okay.
At 6, you have Steph Curry. LeBron is better than Curry right now. You saw what he just did in the Olympics. LeBron is better than Curry. The dude is going to average like 23 points a game. It's probably going to be a really good assist year for him. Now that he's Dalton Connect, knockdown shooter, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, AD in the post, I think. And then 5, Jason Tatum.
Okay, stop. I'm not. If you don't know, I'm not a big Tatum fan. I think he's good, but I just think he's so overrated. And like to have him in this tier of superstars, I know he just won a championship, but he didn't even win MVP, Finals MVP on his own team. Like I just
I don't know how you're gonna say Steph Curry and LeBron James are worse basketball players than Jason Tatum.
No, that's horrible.
That's
horrible.
4, Shea.
Okay,
that's fine.
That's fine.
Shea is amazing.
I
think he's the second best point guard in the NBA besides Luka. 3, Giannis.
Okay, that's valid.
It's okay. I think Shea's better than Giannis. 2, Luka. I have a problem with that. Luka's better than, and then 1's obviously Jokic. I think Luka is better.
You can't put the reigning MVP.
I know that's biased, but Luka's better.
I think Luka's better, but in the rankings you cannot put the reigning MVP.
All right, so enough on that. Now I want to listen. We're gonna do NBA award predictions. So we're gonna do our award predictions, and then like sleeper players. So sleeper picks. Dark horse, yeah. So I'm gonna list mine first. So at MVP, I have Luka Doncic. You saw what he just did last year. The numbers were great. Now they didn't finish at that top seed, but I think this year with this roster, I think they're really gonna take that leap and get into that top seed. Luka's numbers could go a little bit up. Maybe that 3-point percentage goes a little bit up. Maybe take some better shots, and that's it. Rookie of the year, I have Zach Edey. He's gonna be on a good team. He's going to have really good numbers. He's their starting center. He's going to have a lot of boards, a lot of blocks, a lot of points. He's probably going to average like 10 points, 10, 12 points. He's going to get a lot of boards. They don't have guards who can rebound. I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr., but blocks are going to be up there. And then my most improved is Cade Cunningham. I think he's going to get into that all-star, all-NBA, like 25 points per game type of player. I mean, the roster is a little bit better. It's not great. It's better. And I think that's going to help him a lot. Clutch, I think it's just a new player every year. I think it's going to be Anthony Edwards. I think he's going to take big shots, and he's going to make them. DPOY, I think everyone's going to have this. It's one.
Yeah. It's not even fair.
Listen to yours.
Alright, and then we'll do sleepers.
Yeah.
Alright, MVP, I think the only reason he didn't win it last year is because Jokic is coming off of finals. He just won the finals, and it was close, and I think he easily should have won it last year, but there was a little bit of bias there, and I think that Luka just came off a finals appearance. It's going to be no-brainer, Luka MVP. For Rookie of the Year, I actually have Mattis Buzelis on the Chicago Bulls. I think he's going to get a ton of minutes, get a ton of work in. He looked great in summer league, and I think he's gonna be Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And Defense Player of the Year, Wemby, just not even a question. I also have the same most improved as you. I think Cade Cunningham takes the leap.
Yeah. I like that.
I think he's gonna be all-star level. I believed in him since he was drafted, and I think he's gonna be really good this year. Clutch Player of the Year, I have Curry going back to back.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I just think it's like they love Curry. He's insane. He hits the clutch shots. I mean, I don't really know fully what that award like details, but yeah.
All right, so my dark horse ones. I like a lot of these picks actually. So my MVP dark horse is Paolo Banchero. I think he's gonna average like 27 points per game. You saw what he did in those playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude looked great. He's easily his best player. He's gonna get the ball. He's gonna shoot. He's gonna score. He's gonna rebound. He's gonna pass. He's a good player. He really is. My dark horse rookie of the year. I don't know if this is a dark horse, but I think it's Dalton Knecht. I think this dude is gonna be a game changer for the Lakers. I think he's gonna be a starter by the end of the year. Maybe not right now, but I think he could pass Austin Reeves.
You saw what he did.
D'Angelo. I mean, that preseason game, wow. I mean, you saw what he did even in college. He was one of the best players in the nation. And then my most improved, I'm really high on this player. His name is Cam Thomas. The dude's a bucket. He's a bucket.
He is a straight bucket.
He could get into that 25 points per game.
Mikal Bridges is gone.
I mean, he averaged like 20 last year. If he takes a little bit of a leap, I mean, he probably got better. He's a stud. Clutch, Luka. I think he could win it this year. I really do. DPOY, I think it's easily Wemby, but dark horse, Anthony Davis.
Yeah, that's not really a dark horse, but yeah, he's really good. Okay, for mine, I think my MVP dark horse, Devin Booker. It's his 10th year in the league. I think the Bradley Beal is going to be way lower. I don't think he's that good, and I think he's going to have way more opportunity. I saw him in the Olympics, and last year he played really good. He's going to shoot efficiently. I don't know, maybe if some top guys get hurt, I think he has a shot. Defensive Player of the Year, Derek White. I'm so high on this guy. I like that a lot. I think he's the best perimeter defender in the league, and he can get blocks in the interior too. Yeah. He's so good. He's the glue that held the Celtics together, in my opinion. Clutch Player of the Year, Kyrie Irving. I think you saw him.
A little bit of bias in the Kyrie.
There is a little bit of bias, but come on, bro. He hits all these clutch shots.
He's insane.
He's insane. For Rookie of the Year, you had him winning, but I mean, coming out of college, he had like almost no hype, which is insane. Zach Edey, I think he fits that role perfectly. Jaren Jackson's more of a 4, and I think he can easily win it. Most improved, I have Brandon Pajemski on the Warriors. I think he takes a big leap. He could go up to like 19, 20 points per game. And I know they don't usually give it to second-year guys, but I think he could be really good.
Yeah. And I also want to say one more thing. I think it's crazy that our Rookie of the Year takes, none of these guys were even drafted in the top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, you just look at this draft. It's not like it's stacked so class. It's just not a good class. And so you look at like Alex Starr and Ricochet, and no one's even picking them to win Rookie of the Year. I think that's kind of really interesting. All right, Monday Night Football, a little 4-leg parlay. We're each gonna give 2 legs here, and we'll see if it cashes in. So my first leg is Zay Flowers, over on receiving yards. I don't think the Buccaneers have a great defense. They're really not. They have one corner, Jamal Dean, but I'm pretty sure he's hurt. So I think Flowers. I'm really high on him. I think he's the next Tyreek Hill. Yeah. He's so fast. He's short. They use him in screens. He's great. Over 60.5 receiving yards. I think that's great. That's a really low
60 and a
line.
half?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's
I
smashing
definitely
that.
say that. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
He gets the ball. I mean, he's their only receiver. And then Baker, if you've watched his last 2 games, he's starting to run.
Yeah.
He's starting to take off. He's got some wheels. So 14.5 rushing yards. I mean, you get a little 2 7-yard rushes, and then probably get more run than 2 more too. And I think that's cashing. All right, what are your 2 legs?
All right, I'm going to go out. Well, I had a Baker leg, not rushing yards. I think 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's free. Like, he hit, I think he's hit that in, almost every single one of his games this year. And against this Ravens defense, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Godwin is going to get the ball a lot.
So is Mike Evans,
so
Kate Auden.
Is Mike Evans out?
I'm pretty sure he's playing.
Okay. So Kate Auden, with Rashad White gets a lot of receiving work. I think that's easily gonna hit. My other one for the other game, I have James Conner anytime touchdown. I think he gets fed the ball. And against this Chargers defense, I think
they're pretty.
They're pretty weak right now, and their rushing defense isn't insane. And I think they're gonna get in the red zone and give it to Conner. It's gonna be a score.
All right, and finish off first episode. We're each gonna give a hot take, not insanely hot, but hot. And I'll let you go first.
All right, my hot take. I've told him this before. He kind of hates on me, but I don't think Travis Hunter will be good in the NFL. I just think you can't play both sides of the ball in the NFL. It's too physical. It's too fast. I think he could be a decent receiver or a decent corner. In my opinion, he's gonna pick receiver because of the money. But I just don't think he's gonna be that dominant. And you see the guys from the NFL, they're not who are really dominant, like Jefferson, Chase. They weren't they were insanely hyped, but not as much hyped as Travis Hunter. And I just don't think he's going to be this generational player in the NFL.
I think he's going to be insane. I personally think if he has to pick one, he's going to be corner because I think he's better at corner. But I think if he even plays a little bit at receiver, maybe a couple plays of drive, not as much as he's playing as Colorado, which I don't know how he does that.
Yeah,
that's insane to me.
But
I think he will be good in the NFL. All right, my hot take: Cam Thomas is going to make the All-Star team this year.
Okay, that's insane.
I think he could average up to 25 points per game, and he's going to take the shots, and he's going to be a good player. He's their best player. They don't have a good rookie.
Jalen Wilson's not
He's
so good. I'm a Kansas fan, but I love him. But I do think Cam Thomas is their best player, but I just don't think he's All-Star level. You saw Cade Cunningham was by far the Pistons' best player last year, and he wasn't even close to All-Star.
I think Cam Thomas is taking that leap this year. That's why he's my dark horse, most improved. Mm-hmm. All right. That's it for episode 1. I hope everyone enjoyed. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Talking about sports. Yeah. Hope you all had a fun time.
We'll see y'all.